The Die Hard series is a series of action movies beginning with Die Hard in 1988, based on the 1979 best-selling novel, Nothing Lasts Forever by Roderick Thorp. All 5 films feature John McClane, a New York City and Los Angeles police detective. The series so far has run for 25 years. Films: Die Hard. The first film begins on Christmas Eve when McClane comes to reunite with separated wife Holly in Los Angeles at her company's Christmas party. Holly left to pursue her career with their 2 children, and uses her maiden name. At the fictional Nakatomi Plaza, East German terrorists break in and take the celebrants hostage. McClane escapes detection and hides throughout the building. He kills off the gang and learns their real aim: to steal millions in bearer bonds from the building vault. In the finale, McClane throws the terrorist leader, Hans Gruber, out the window to fall 30 stories. Die Hard 2. The second film takes place a year after the first, again on Christmas Eve. In Washington, D.C., McClane waits for his wife at Washington Dulles International Airport. Mercenaries led by former U.S. Army Special Forces Colonel Stewart take over the airport communications systems, stranding planes in the air, including the one with McClane's wife. Colonel Stewart wants to free a captured Latin American dictator en route to the airport. McClane discovers the plan, including a conspiracy between Stewart and an Army counter-terrorist unit sent to stop him. He foils their plans and provides a visual landing signal for the circling aircraft by exploding the villain's getaway plane. Die Hard with a Vengeance. In the third film, McClane is back in New York City, separated from his wife, suspended from the police force, and a borderline alcoholic. A terrorist known only as Simon threatens to blow up various locations in the city unless McClane will play his twisted version of Simon Says, riddles and challenges. Zeus Carver, a shopkeeper from Harlem, saves McClane after the first challenge, and reluctantly continues to help. The FBI reveals Simon is the brother of Hans Gruber, killed in the first film. McClane learns revenge is a cover story for robbing the New York Federal Reserve. McClane tracks Simon to the Canadian border. In a helicopter, McClane ends Simon with a handgun and a power line. Live Free or Die Hard. The fourth film takes place on Independence Day, over a decade after Die Hard with a Vengeance. McClane is divorced, and estranged from his daughter Lucy. Cyber-terrorists hack into computers at the FBI, who send McClane to bring in computer hacker Matt Farrell for questioning. Assassins hired by terrorist mastermind Thomas Gabriel attempt to kill McClane and Farrell. Farrell tells McClane that the terrorists are actually in the middle of a fire sale, a crippling cyber warfare attack on the national infrastructure, power, public utilities, traffic, and other computer-controlled systems. Although the terrorists capture Lucy and Farrell, McClane foils the criminals and saves the hostages. A Good Day to Die Hard. The fifth film is set around 5 years later, mostly in Moscow, Russia and Chernobyl, Ukraine. McClane finds out that his estranged son John Jack McClane, Jr. was arrested in Moscow for murder. When he arrives at the Moscow courthouse for Jack, Russian terrorists bomb the building and Jack escapes with imprisoned ex-billionaire Yuri Komarov. In an intense car chase, McClane pursues and saves the pair. Jack, unhappy at the unexpected arrival, reluctantly picks up his father. When they stop at a CIA safe house in Moscow, McClane learns Jack is a deep-cover CIA operative trying to get close to Komarov for his file that incriminates corrupt, high-ranking Russian official Viktor Shagarin. Shagarin's henchmen, led by his main enforcer Alec, attack the safe house. McClane holds them off, and escapes with Jack and Komarov. They retrieve a key for the file in Chernobyl, and meet Komarov's daughter Irina. Irina betrays them to Alec. The McClanes escape, without Komarov. Jack explains Komarov and Shagarin were partners in stealing weapons-grade uranium from Chernobyl, but enemies after the Chernobyl incident. In Chernobyl, the McClanes learn Komarov wanted the weapons-grade uranium for himself, and killed Alec and Shagarin. Irina, always on the side of her father Komarov, tries to save him. McClane goes after Irina, while Jack chases her father. Jack throws Kamarov off of the roof and falls on the rotors of the helicopter and gets shredded to bits. When Irina tries to kill the McClanes, they jump into a pool of rainwater. Irina still crashes her helicopter into the building where they were, and dies in the explosion. The father and son walk away, reconciled. Future: before production of A Good Day to Die Hard, Bruce Willis stated that he hoped to retire the character of John McClane after the sixth film. He said, "At the moment, I can run and I can fight on screen. But there will come a time when I no longer want to do that." FTA Euro unregistered trademark S when EA Euro unregistered trademark LL step away from the Die Hard films. On February 7, 2013, 1 week before the release of the fifth film, talk of a sixth film was already beginning. In an interview to promote the fifth film, Bruce Willis simply replied, "Yes, if there will be a Die Hard 6. Willis has stated he would like it if Reginald VelJohnson and Bonnie Bedelia would reprise their roles as Al Powell and Holly Gennaro for the sixth film. Other possible actors include Samuel L. Jackson, Justin Long, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, and G. Courtney. Willem Dafoe has been rumored to play the film's main antagonist. As of August 2014, the project is still in the early pre-production phase. Source material for the films: Die Hard is adapted from the 1979 novel Nothing Lasts Forever, by Roderick Thorp. Die Hard 2 was adapted from the 1987 novel 58 Minutes, by Walter Wager. Die Hard with a Vengeance was adapted from a script called Simon Says by Jonathan Hensley, which was also originally intended to be the original script for Lethal Weapon 4. Live Free or Die Hard was based on the 1997 article A Farewell to Arms written for Wired magazine by John Carlin. A Good Day to Die Hard was the first film in the series to come from an original screenplay, and not be based upon any prior works. The original screenplay was penned by Skip Woods. Reception, box office, critical reception. Although the first Die Hard has been credited as one of the greatest action movies of all time, critical reaction to its sequels has varied. The original Die Hard received substantial praise. Pete Croto of FilmCritic.com called the film a perfect action movie in every detail, the kind of movie that makes your summer memorable. James Berardinelli wrote that the film represents the class of modern action pictures and the standard by which they must be judged. Critic Desenhow wrote that Willis has found the perfect vehicle to careen wildly onto the crowded LA freeway of Lethal Weapons and Beverly Hills Cops. Willis was also called perfect as the wisecracking John McClane, and an excellent casting choice as a sardonic action hero. Alan Rickman's portrayal of villain Hans Gruber was described as marvelous, and a career-making performance. Gruber also ranked 46 on the villain's side of AFI's 100 Years. 100 Heroes and Villains. In 2007, Entertainment Weekly ranked Die Hard the greatest action film of all time. The first sequel, Die Hard 2, received mixed to positive reviews. Despite only giving the original film 2 stars, critic Roger Ebert gave this film 3.5 stars and called it terrific entertainment. James Berardinelli called the film somewhat muddled but still entertaining. Peter Travers wrote that however impressively made, Die Hard 2 begins to wear thin. The third film, Die Hard with a Vengeance, also received mixed reviews. Owen Gleiberman of Entertainment Weekly stated that while McTiernan stages individual sequences with great finesse, they don't add up to a taut, dread-ridden whole. James Berardinelli thought that the explosions and fights were filmed with consummate skill, and were thrilling in their own right. Samuel L. Jackson also received praise for his role in the film. Desenhow of The Washington Post thought that the best thing about the movie was the relationship between McClane and Zeus, saying that Jackson was almost as good as he was in Pulp Fiction. The fourth film, Live Free or Die Hard, was praised as being as good as the original. Mick Larsol of the San Francisco Chronicle claimed that the film is the best in the series, an invigorating return to the style of blockbuster that dominated summers back in the early 1990s. USA Today film critic Claudia Puig said that the film delivers when it comes to kick-butt, action-packed mayhem, but as a convincing techno-thriller, it doesn't really work. The fifth, A Good Day to Die Hard, was generally panned by critics. the sequel stands with a rating of 14% on Rotten Tomatoes, making it the worst-reviewed film of the series. Critics lambasted the installment for entering generic action movie territory, as written by reviewer James Bernardinelli, with a cliched and uninspired script. Peter Rayner of Christian Science Monitor wrote, "John's appeal was always his ordinariness, but director John Moore has him surviving more explosions than Wile E. Coyote, and with hardly a scratch." A.O. Scott of New York Times also commented that the series has taken a downfall with the movie, saying everything that made the first Die Hard memorable, the nuances of character, the political subtext, the cowboy weaker has been dumbed down or scrubbed away entirely. Willis has however, been cited as the film's redeeming quality, with Chris Vognar of Dallas Morning News saying Willis' presence at least provides undercurrents of easy jocularity. Characters, for an extended list, see List of Die Hard characters. Crew and other media, video games. A number of video games based on the successful movie franchise Die Hard have been released over the years, ranging from beat-em-ups to first-person shooters. While some of the games are based directly on the movies, a few further detail the adventures of John McClane between or after the series. Titles: Die Hard for Nintendo Entertainment System, Die Hard for TurboGrafx 16, Die Hard for MS-DOS, Die Hard 2, Die Harder for Commodore Amiga, Die Hard Arcade for Arcade and Sega Saturn, Die Hard Trilogy for PC, PlayStation, and Saturn, Die Hard Trilogy 2, Viva Las Vegas for PC and PlayStation, Die Hard, Nakatomi Plaza for PC, Die Hard, Vendetta for Nintendo GameCube, XBOX, and PlayStation 2, Comics. In May 2009, Boom Studios announced that they would be releasing an ongoing Die Hard comic series that would serve as a prequel to the first movie. Its story is set in 1976 and follows John McClane as a rookie cop in the NYPD, and is scripted by Howard Chaykin. The first issue of Die Hard, Year 1 was released on September 30, 2009. 8 issues have been released, with the 8th released on April 12, 2010. The official description read: "Every great action hero got started somewhere. Batman Begins. Bond had his Casino Royale. And for John McClane, more than a decade before the first Die Hard movie, unregistered trademark S just another rookie cop, an East Coast guy working on earning his badge in New York City during 1976's bicentennial celebration. And the Summer of Sam. Too bad for John McClane, nothing's ever that easy." See also: Die Hard phrase, references. External links: The Heritage of Die Hard.